was airline, so I started an airline. I wanted to get a piece of music out, and the record companies wouldn't put it out, so I started a record company. So just trying to do something for that sort of reason is often, I think, the best way of creating a business.
I was personally 15 years old when I first found out about you and listened to your journey of like starting these incredible businesses. When I was younger, I always wondered, what are the first few steps do you think? Okay, you've identified a problem, which I think is brilliant. I, by the way, think that's the way they should reframe school. It shouldn't be what will you do when you grow up, but what problem do you want to solve in the world? That should be reframed, I think. But to people listening, they maybe don't have the resources to start. What do you think are the ways that you can get a business going if you're, say, short on resource?
Well, when I started my first business, I didn't have any money, so I had to sell advertising in advance for the magazine that I put out. So then when I started a mail order record company, I would get the money in, and then I'd go and buy the records, and then I'd send them out to people. So so that it's not easy, but sometimes you can actually start a business getting the cash up front, and then pay the bills with that cash.
There's 5 steps, I think, to start a business. So the first, I really believe what you just said is so true. Like, identify a problem that causes you pain and then try to solve that problem. The second one is, and I think this is really interesting, get revenue ahead of time. So I used to charge 50% deposit before I did the work for the client. I had a service business. That's how I started. I did a gardening company. Yeah. And I charged 50% in advance, and that paid for me to do the work. Yeah. And then the other 50% was my profit. So that kind of cash flow management side. Do you think the third step, do you see in your path?
Then just you find people that believe in your idea and come who are as excited about what you're doing. And if you've got a good small team, it could maybe just 2 or 3 of you, then anything's possible. I mean, it's, so I think surrounding yourself with the right people is key.
Do you remember your first employee, first person you convinced?
A guy called Johnny Holland-Jems, who was I was 15, he was 15 at school, and he wasn't as dyslexic as me. And if you're going to start a magazine, you need somebody who can actually write.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing. You're dyslexic, you start a magazine, people don't always connect the dots. You need great people to come in and help you do these visionary things, right?
I think dyslexic people are brilliant in some ways, but they've obviously got some issues, and those issues was why I left school early and started started creating things rather than learning conventional schooling, which was doing nothing for me, to be honest.
My third step was get a co-founder. I didn't feel confident enough to hire someone at the beginning, so I got someone to come in and have equity with me. Yeah. And every business I've ever started had a co-founder. I've enjoyed it more. It's been more successful. Yeah. So personally, I've really enjoyed that. But I think the first employee also brings you